Hello everybody, my name is Joshua and I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Coffee, Cats, and King, where we will discuss books, both new and old. I will share with you pictures of my cats, will make you wish they were your cats, and I will drink enough coffee for me and everybody watching. So, I am back today, feeling just a little bit better than last time, not 100% yet, but I'm back to drinking coffee, and that is the important part. My mug today. So, mug. So it is over a week into February, and I'm still using Christmas mugs. Is that a problem? Do I have a problem? Let me know. Of course, the shirt of the day. It's one of my Twilight Zone shirts. This is for the episode To Serve Man, which came from the short story of the same name by the late but always wonderful Mr. Damon Knight. So, awesome science fiction author there. And let me go on and rectify the problem that I had in the last video, which was that I had no cat footage. So let's roll the cat footage. So disturbing.
Really?
And he's going right there.
You brat?
Jeez. I love the face though.
Oh my goodness.
Alright. Trying to give you a little double dose there since you didn't get it last time. And today, like I said, I'm back with another book tag. This is 2 in a row for me, but I was tagged back to back, so figured I should get it done. Today is an exciting one. This is the Booktubers I Love tag. This was originally started by a Mr. Anthony Andrews, who, it's my understanding, no longer posts on YouTube. But I was tagged once more by the ever wonderful Richard over at Are You Into Horror. You guys have heard me talk about this guy plenty by now. I don't need to introduce him anymore. He's awesome. Watch his stuff. That's all you need to know. So, this is a quick one. There's only a couple questions, but I promise you I'm going to take far too long answering them. So, question number 1. What's the first booktube channel you subscribed to? This is an easy one for me. The first booktuber I started watching was Alex the Booktubers, and at the time she was Alex from Hey Little Thrifter. I started watching her because I just, did what a lot of you guys do. One day I got curious, I typed in vintage horror, and lo and behold, I came upon this lovely lady who had this incredible collection of point horror, and she was reading all this awesome stuff from the 70s and 80s. She did these really cool series where it was, all about women in horror, and then the next one would be all about vampires, or all about, whatever, and really cool stuff. So I started watching her and started realizing that, hey, other people like to watch this. Other people are actually interested in this, and they're talking about this on here. So not only was she the first one that I started watching, but she was the one who kind of started planting the idea in my head that I could also do this. So, thank you, Alex. Question 2. What's the last booktube channel you subscribed to? Her name is Elizabeth Sagewood. And Elizabeth is a very interesting lady. I said just started following her, so I'm still catching up on her videos. She has very casual elegance and intelligence in the way that she speaks, and I really enjoy it. she has some killer book hauls up on her channel, so check those out if you're into that. She also does great reviews, and just a really cool lady, very supportive, very excited to get to know her and to watch more of her videos in the future. Number 3, name 3 booktube channels you love and want to shout out. Okay, once more, I had to break the rules here, and I picked 4. There were 2 that I just couldn't decide between. I'm not going to go with some of the obvious ones, some of the ones that I've already talked about a couple of times now. You know who you are. You know I love you. So I'm talking about 4 others that I watch all the time and just can't get enough of their stuff. First up, Megan over at Megan's Reading Revelations. This lady is awesome. If you are at all interested in fantasy, she is the gal to go to. She's the one you need to look up her videos. She definitely knows what she's talking about. She's a teacher. She's a very intelligent young lady, and like I said, for fantasy, she knows exactly what she's talking about. She reads a vast range of adult to young adult, teen, you know, whatever in there. Most of it is fantasy, some science fiction in that as well, but she always has excellent recommendations. The big part for her, the thing that I love most about her videos, are her reviews. Her reviews are always incredibly in-depth. She breaks it down for you piece by piece in her video. She'll have one section all about her likes, one section all about her dislikes, one section just about the characters themselves. By the end of her review, you will know whether you want to read that book or not. So if you're at all interested in fantasy or some science fiction, check out Megan's Reading Revelations. Great stuff there. Next up, I want to talk about Josie the Reading Witch. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with her as well. This lady has, she has so much style. I love it. I love her style. I love her personality. She reads a lot of folk horror, a lot of dark academia. So you know, some fantasy in there, horror in there, but just stuff that is outside of the realm of what you would normally see. It's not a lot of slashers or anything like that. This is stuff that's going to make you think, but really great reads. Always some recommendations for books that I've never heard of before, that I haven't seen other people talk about. And I'm telling you, she's super cool. So much personality. And I just love her whole setup. She has this great, she always has this great background going on, and really cool lady. So Josie the Reading Witch, check her out if you want some horror recommendations for books that are going to make you think, for books that you probably haven't heard of before, something just a little different. The other, one of the other ladies that I would like to talk about, another one you are all very familiar with, I'm sure, Regina over at Regina's Haunted Library. Again, another lady that just, she oozes personality. Awesome lady. I love watching her videos. They're so entertaining. She has some great reviews, and she's just so much fun to watch. And you know, she has her her alter ego Belinda there, and she does all these specials. She puts a lot of work into her videos, a lot of extra effort, and like I said, just a fun lady to watch. And really knows her stuff when it comes to horror as well. She always has some sort of interesting anecdote about, you know, stories of her and her husband encountering a cryptid or something like that. So really entertaining stuff. Great lady, a lot of fun to watch. Regina's Haunted Library. And then the last person that I want to talk about today is Nikki over at Dark Between Pages. And I want to talk about her because I feel like of the 4 that I'm talking about here, she is the one who does not get as much credit as she deserves. And this is what I mean by that. Nikki reads insatiably. She reads a ton. She reads very quickly. She has great reviews. And again, just a great personality. But what's important about her, in my opinion, is a lot of what she reads is indie and self-published, and she is out there to support these guys. She does all kinds of author spotlights where she'll sit down and have these interviews with these indie authors. She will just go into these long, in-depth reviews and talks about these guys. And as someone who is, starting to dip their toe in the publishing world, I can tell you it is a scary thing to go out there on your own. So ladies like Nikki are out there helping out these indie authors, helping to get their names out there, and that is incredible. I love it. I found a lot of great recommendations because of her, and I'm just so excited for the work that she's doing for these guys, and I appreciate it. I know they appreciate it, so check her out. Dark Between the Pages. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Question number 4. What's your favorite YouTube channel that's not a book channel? Okay, again, I picked 3 here because they're all very different, and there are 3 that I have to recommend to you guys. First up is JCS Criminal Psychology. JCS Criminal Psychology does not post many videos, but there's a reason for it. This guy, every video he puts out, it is just about a full-fledged documentary. He puts so much effort and work into this, and the production value is insane. Each of his videos is about a particular crime. So it's not always murder, but it's about some particular crime that you may or may not have heard of, and he will break it down. He has interviews, he has the interrogations in there, he has videos from the perps, he has all this stuff, and he will break it down piece by piece. He'll stop the video and explain why the person being interrogated is acting in this manner, explain what the interrogator is doing wrong in this case, talk about the interviews and what went wrong in these interviews and what happened, the particular details of the case that other people don't know about or won't tell you about. So just really, really interesting stuff, and it's not something where you can just jump in and check out one of his videos really quickly. I'll say that much. Like I said, these things, they're documentaries. I'm talking about a lot of his videos are an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours long, but it's because they're just so detailed. And I'm telling you, it's great stuff. If you were at all interested in true crime, JCS Criminal Psychology is an excellent, excellent channel for you to check out. Next up, I want to talk about a very interesting channel, very interesting guy. I hope I can do him justice when describing him, but the channel is Denver Navarre, and it is run by Sister Who. I don't know how I came upon Sister Who, but I'm glad I did. So the channel Denver Navarre is all about theology. Sister Who will either have long talks or discussions with people from various religious aspects and religious cultures, sometimes talking to nuns or Buddhist priests or monks or whatever it may be. And so it's all about theology, though. Theology in our world. And what's interesting, though, is, first of all, the man himself is an enigma. Okay, he dresses in priest's robes, always has his face painted black and white. Don't really know who he is. You get bits and pieces of him and anecdotes of his life, and it's astounding just how much experience this man has. And I'm telling you, if there is anything to know about theology, about religion, Sister Who knows it. It's amazing just how much knowledge this guy has. And it is not just for those who are Christian or anything like that. Like I said, he goes through all the major religions, talks about them equally, and it is just so fascinating to hear what this man has to say. He has to be one of the smartest individuals I have ever listened to. And I'm telling you, just check him out, give it a chance. It's going to be really weird at first, just because of his setup, but give him a chance, believe me. It's amazing stuff, very, very interesting. I promise you, you'll love it. The last guy that I want to talk about on here is Mr. Brian Alsruh. And if you have any sort of interest in weightlifting, in strongman, in powerlifting, or just exercise in general, then this is the guy for you. He's an absolute incredible person, so inspirational. He has this heartwarming story that, you know, it'll break your heart, but it'll make you, it'll show you just how incredible this guy is, because despite everything he's been through, you know, he's out there doing deadlifts with 800 pounds like it's nothing. And he's teaching others how to do this, and competing, and opening his gym, and building a log cabin from scratch. I mean, the guy is amazing, I'm telling you. But if you have any interest in lifting weights, in strongman competition, anything like that, awesome source of information, this guy. I'm telling you, he knows what he's talking about. He sells programs, and he has a lot of programs for free, for that matter. I watch him all the time. I love his stuff. I use a lot of the information that I get from him, and great guy. Just one of the kindest, biggest hearts you're gonna see. Awesome guy. And then the last one on here is to tag 14 YouTubers. Okay, I'm going to take a play from Richard here, and I'm not going to tag anyone. The reason I'm not going to tag anyone is because, one, I don't feel that I probably know 14 of you well enough to tag you in this. 2, a lot of you have already done it. 3, if you want to do it, please do it. Tag me, let me know you do it. I will watch it. I'm interested to see what you have to say, but I'll tell you, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's just a couple questions, but this is a good one. I enjoyed it very much. So thank you again, Richard, for tagging me in this. I'm going to be back in another day or two with a January wrap-up and plans for February. I'm also going to have some reviews coming up and some videos that are horror related but not book related. So stick around if you're interested for that. I thank you again for joining me as always, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.